Hello, I am Dr. Joe, your coach. Today I want to talk to you about the work we are doing here at the VUT Science Park to economically develop the Southern Gauteng region. I want you to come and support us so that we can grow companies here in the Vaal, so that we can create jobs, so that we can uplift our people. I also want to respond to the SONA that the president made last week, just to show the president the great work that we are doing to support his vision. Let's go to the slide deck. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about how we at the VUT plan to support the president's SONA. We were very excited, President, when you talk about industrial parks in the township digital hubs, small business incubation programs, training in the use of the new technologies. President, you talk about the fourth industrial revolution. You talked about how to access finances, how to expand exports, and those were music to our ears. We know there are a lot of stuff with ESCOM and stuff like that, but hey, we just want to focus on the positive aspects. I mean, I've heard a lot of people criticize the ANC and how they're making empty promises. No. We are not here to talk about that. We are talking about what we can do. We are embracing President Kennedy's motto, don't ask what your government can do, ask what you can do to transform and contribute to the growth of our economy. So we are trying to resuscitate the Southern Gauteng region, and this is where the Southern Gauteng region is. It is our opinion that this region is a little bit neglected. We know that most of the growth happens in urban areas, and we want to transform and change that thinking so that we can develop the peripheries where most of our people are. And we are located at the VUT Science Park, and we believe that the Vaal can be used as a catalyst for economic growth. We have done case studies and we have examples where universities reposition themselves to transform the economy. Now, we are based here at the VUT, and you know our motto, your well to a better future. And our better future is not only creating a human capacity in terms of training students, but we can contribute to the transformation of the economy. VUT owns the VUT Southern Gauteng Science and Technology Park, and in brief we call it VUT Science Park. This is one of the parks that is wholly owned by a university. Now, the roles of the universities are surely and slowly evolving all over the world. We've got first generation universities, and we know their role is to deliver quality, relevant content, and they are enhancing that with the use of ICT. So that's what we call first generation universities. Second generation universities, of course, enhance research outputs and foster technology transfer. So they now do research, they generate publications. Now they don't want those publications to stay on the shelf. Now we are taking those publications to industry. It is not easy, it is difficult. And this model was very relevant back in the days where industry was proactively going to the universities to look for know-how. Nowadays, that does not happen that much. Only the few Ivy League universities are successful in that space. Most universities, we are struggling. But Department of Science and Technology is assisting us through the establishment of technology transfer offices through NIPMO. So every university has technology transfer office where they work with the researchers to transform knowledge into tangible outputs such as technology demonstrators that we can take out, but it is difficult. The third generation universities are really enhancing region competitiveness through building an innovation ecosystem. So they are creating an innovation system where multiple players, including government, industry, community, academia, can come together to innovate, to generate tangible products that can transform the economy. And we at VUT Science Park are playing that third role, where we are now building this innovation ecosystem. The main campus is focused on the first generation kind of work where they're developing content and teaching students. Now we have done a lot of case studies, Mr. President. We looked at the famous Silicon Valley and how the Stanford University played a critical role in developing the Silicon Valley. For those of you who don't know, of course, Silicon Valley was originated from Stanford University. There's a great professor there called Professor Terman, who was back in the days tasked with conducting research in terms of developing military gadgets and radar system during the Cold War when the Americans were fighting with the Germans. And they asked Professor Terman to head a research team, and he was based in Stanford University. And he pushed for the establishment of the Stanford Industrial Park, which later recruited companies to set up a Stanford Industrial Park, and they were interacting with universities and commercializing know-how. A very brilliant case study. The second case study we've done, of course, we look at the university in Mexico called Tecnología de Monterrey, and we are in contact with the colleagues there. They visited us and they told us that we as a VUT Science Park have great potential. So that university has 31 campuses, 23 offices, and they run a network of 15 technology parks scattered all over Mexico. And this is another case study that shows that a university can play a critical role in taking or in developing the economy. The third case study, of course, is the recent one, and this is what they call the Silicon Valley of South Korea. They call it the Pangyo Techno Valley. This is a very brilliant case study, and this case study shows what this case study shows that South Korea is going places. So their vision really is to develop a global mecca of advanced IT technologies. So in a space of about 10 square kilometers, they've got 1,121 companies co-located within this space. This space, the regional government in South Korea invested about $4.6 billion. Yes, $4.6 billion in 2005. And in a space of 10 years, the total turnover of companies in that park is close to $62 billion. The amount of jobs that they are creating is phenomenal. So there are about 72,820. And what's interesting is the growth of the companies there. So if we want a world-class case study, let's go to Pangyo Techno Valley and see what the colleagues are doing there. We've been there and we were blown out. When we came back, we thought like what we're doing here in South Africa is Mickey Mouse. But don't worry, they started somewhere, we can start somewhere and transform our economy. So that is why now when the Bloomberg ranks most innovative, competitive economies, South Korea ranks number 1. The second one, of course, is Germany. And the third one is Finland. So if you want to learn the best of the best model, go to South Korea, go to Germany, go to Finland. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. These colleagues have done it. And guess what? When we visited them, they've indicated interest to partner with us. Now, let me come back and tell you about the Silicon Valley of Southern Gauteng. Yes, the VUT Science Park. There are 5 competitive advantages that we offer, that we are driving to transform the economy in the Southern Gauteng. And I'm hoping that you are coming to join us so that we can do phenomenal one. The first competitive advantage is that we are based in a township, one of the few university science park located in a township. And we are the only science and technology park in Southern Gauteng. We are located there in Mfuleni, and this is the region where the gallant of our struggle came from. And when I talk to my colleagues, I say, if we were able to conquer apartheid and fight very hard for our political freedom, what stops us from taking this economic fight and transforming? I mean, colleagues from Sharpeville, Buipatom, Bupilong, Everton, Orange Farm, these are hardcore colleagues, and they are ready to transform our economy. And we know that Mfuleni is one of those government or municipalities that's struggling. Hey, the president even mentioned that he had to send the SANDF military guys to come and assist us with our waste and water. It doesn't have to be. We have colleagues here who can do it. I think the military guys must go and lock up those corrupt politicians, and they give us the money and we can transform our region. We've got waste challenges, we've got water challenges, we've got high unemployment, we've got, I believe, the worst potholes, we've got high level of illiteracy, we've got our emergency services is just not in shape. I mean, last week, the school, my heart goes to the school kids who really had a tragic accident, and apparently the emergency services were not as fast as we would have liked them to be, because there are challenges. These challenges are not insurmountable. We can transform them. The technologies are out there. We can take them. But what we need is to localize most of these technologies at the central point, and I believe the VUT Science Park is the right place to do that. There are about 105 business incubators in South Africa. That number differs depending on what you look at. And about 35 of them are located right here in Gauteng. And these technology incubators, of course, come in different forms and shapes. Some are just small IT outfit. Some are mega technology parks like us. So right here in Southern Gauteng, there is one. I think our colleagues that I'm talking about mega science park. There's Innovation Hub. There's the CSIR, both in Tshwane and next to each other. And we are located in Mfuleni. So we are the only science park in this part, and we are working with the colleagues from the CSIR, from the Innovation Hub. They want to support us to develop the region. And we believe that the VUT Science Park should be a central hub where we develop innovation centers within different parts of Southern Gauteng. We are engaged with colleagues from the different parts, and they want us to localize the main technologies here and then scatter them within their communities, and we are ready to do that. The second competitive advantage is that we've got land available, 172 hectares of land that belongs to the university or that belongs to the government. Now, we need to develop this land. I know people are worried about taking other parts of land and repossessing. We've got land, let's develop it, and then other colleagues will worry about getting other pieces of land. This land is 172 hectares. It has supportive infrastructure. Let me show you where we are located. This is where we are, if you know our map. And we've got about 10 hectares already occupied, where we have 26 buildings. The rest is ready and fertile for development. What I love about this is not like areas where you have buildings already that you have to demolish to build new modern green buildings. We start from green field and we develop modern, sophisticated science and technology buildings, and we've got big plans that I will share with you as we go along. These are the 26 buildings. The main advanced manufacturing building is where that red arrow is, and that's where we are located, where the best equipment in advanced manufacturing are located. And these other 26 buildings are used for various purposes. So this is the part that we have occupied, about 10 hectares. This 46 hectares is where we've earmarked for educational purposes. So the university will be expanding on this campus. We are currently building the Teachers College, which is funded by Department of Higher Education. This is to train the teachers in maths and science. We are bringing our engineering faculty here. We are considering agricultural college. We are talking to various colleagues. We are also putting a business school on this part of the campus. With plans to build a business park, ICT park, advanced manufacturing prison, a cultural village. Yes, we want to mix hardcore and soft sciences so that they can innovate. We are talking about industrial parks. We are talking about agricultural biotechnology park. We are talking about housing. We need a mix of residences, housing, education, so that people are within a co-localized space. What I like about this is when we have the VUT education block, it will be next to Sedibeng College. So the mixture of a TVET college and a University of Technology localized in the same place. We are going places, I tell you. So we are building what you call a regional innovation system. And when you do benchmarks across the world, we are told that regional innovation systems are the way to go, where you have large businesses, medium businesses, incubators, small businesses, universities, operations and maintenance, commercial, retail, all within a co-localized space. So that's our vision that we are working towards. Let me tell about the third competitive advantage. We are next to a railway road in Sebokeng precinct. I was presenting somewhere overseas and they asked me about the railway road. I didn't know how important a railway road is, because colleagues, when they come to establish businesses in the park, they want to be able to take their goods in and out of the country. Now let me tell you about the Sebokeng precinct. This is where the park is. There is our advanced manufacturing precinct. That's where the train station is, number 4. Number 2 is a big sports field. Number 3 is Sebokeng Plaza. We've got Thabong Shopping Center. Yes, if you want to go shopping, we go to Thabong Shopping Center. We've got Naledi Nkanyezi Hospital. It's a walking distance from the park. We've got Sebokeng Hospital. We've got the South African Police. That means if you mess with us, police are here in a split second and they can lock you up. We've got Department of Home Affairs. We've got high school there. We've got Eskom substation. Eskom, we need to get our acts together because this load shedding is not working for us. We've got orders from clients that we need to deliver on and we can't. We struggle. Eskom, let's shape up. We've got a training center. We've got Sedibeng West District. We've got the TVET College. So this is a mixed of the clients in Sebokeng precinct. We are working together. We are currently conducting research to understand the technology needs of all the different colleagues so that when we go out, we come back with technologies that will be utilized to develop the colleagues around us. So this shows that we are not developing the park in isolation, but we are working with colleagues. So colleagues, if I haven't talked to you and you are one of those people, please also reach out to us so that we can work with you to develop a joint strategy on how we're going to develop this Sebokeng precinct. Now, let me go fast. Number 4. The fourth competitive advantage is that we are surrounded by industry, and this industry is in support of small businesses. So these are some of the companies within the VAL. I've met almost most of them and they are excited about what we plan to do. And these companies are in the steel manufacturing, chemicals, petroleum, metals, and tourism, agriculture. Those are some of the sectors that we really want to target. So these colleagues, actually we met last year. We started a forum where we hosted the VAL SME conference. It was the first of its kind where different companies, universities, municipalities, you can see them at the bottom of the flyer there, where we came together and said, let's do something to transform our region. So we established this forum, and this forum is planning a number of projects and we will be showcasing them to you soon. These companies support entrepreneurs. Yes, we facilitate enterprise development here at the park, from early startup, pre-incubation, enterprise development, supply development, and expansion, which we call phase 4. Some of the programs are funded by SASOL, some are funded by Asylum-Ital, where we bring small entrepreneurs, we develop them, we assist them, and we are encouraging other companies to join so that we can do a whole lot of enterprise development and support the youth and support emerging enterprises. I can tell you a whole lot more in another video clip about our enterprise development initiative. Let me tell you about the fifth competitive advantage is that we have one of the best advanced manufacturing platforms with the state-of-the-art equipment. We're very, very blessed to have this, and this is the third best advanced manufacturing within the country. You've got one in Stellenbosch, one at CSIR, one at CUT, and you have us. And these are some of the equipment that we have, the best of the best 3D printer. So when you talk about fourth industrial revolution, talk about the work that we do here to transition companies from old traditional manufacturing to more advanced manufacturing. This just blows my mind. And I think we can use this equipment more than we are currently doing. Just with a little bit of support. We need to hire more engineers. We need to implement more programs here. We need to bring industry. And the ones that have been here are very excited. This equipment is worth millions and millions. So this was the strategy of Department of Science and Technology, and we are supported by our colleagues at TIA. So the thinking here is, let's centralize some of this expensive equipment, because if you buy one for a company, they put them in their backyard and they want to utilize the equipment by themselves. So if they are at a central neutral space, then we can make it available to multiple partners. The competencies are very important. Remember, it's one thing to have the equipment and you need the skills to use the equipment. So we have sent our guys out there to Germany for training and they are ready. So the competencies we have are really in additive manufacturing, composite manufacturing, industrial design, 3D scanning and robotic milling, tooling, CNC milling, sand casting, reverse engineers. And we work with networks of collaborators from the TIA Technology Station to CPEM, CSN, Printer Farm, Institute of 3D Printing, Innovation Highway, Platform, Advanced Manufacturing, chair that is at CUT, headed by Prof. Dion DBS, who is really the head of advanced manufacturing, the guru in South Africa. And we are working as a network, a very extensive network that includes CSIR, University of Stellenbosch, CUT, Northwest University, and many other companies such as Lonman, Aerosuit, and many others. Now, so we've got technology station, we've got an idea to product lab. This is the mini technology 3D, a platform where we go to schools to introduce this at schools. We've got shoes, manufacturing, a program funded by IDC, electrical center that's funded by Schneider. We are into e-waste. We are into energy optimization. So these are existing programs right here at the Science Park. Now, a sectoral analysis in Sidibeng was performed by our colleague Dan Meyer at Northwest University. And he told us that manufacturing is the way to go. Tourism is the way to go. Mid-skill services is the way to go. Agriculture, wholesale trading, wood, furniture, textile, clothing are some of the sectors that are prevalent in our area. And now we are responding now by setting up a carpentry incubator. We are setting up a fashion and design and textile center. We are responding by setting up agro-processing facility with the hydroponic tunnels and so forth, so that we can get into this natural and sustainable farming and so forth. So you're going to see us engaging with a number of colleagues. Remember, we have 172 hectares of land. We need to build learning incubators. We need to recruit industries here. So we are into augmented virtual reality so that we can introduce kids to different ways of learning. We are talking to colleagues at Aerosuit and Worktail. They want to put a facility here to build these gyrocopters and all that forth. Exciting times for the Science Park. So our 5 competitive advantages: 1, we are based in a township where the people are, the people need to be supported, and we are the only science and technology park to support innovation centers in our region. We've got land. We are not starting from greenfield. We already have existing infrastructure. We are next to a railway road based in a precinct with other different players. We are surrounded by industry, and this industry is very positive and it supports small businesses. And we are the leaders in advanced manufacturing, and we've got state-of-the-art equipment that can support industry. So this is the work that we are doing to transform the economy in the hub. Our strategic pillars for development: 1, institutional capacity development, good governance, coordination, and partnership. Our biggest problem here in South Africa is that we are not good in coordination and partnering. We work in silos, and we want that to end. Hence, we established this forum. We support our our mayor, executive mayor, Busisiwe Mudisakeng. She's a patron of the Science Park. Now the discussion is, let's formalize a steering committee, which we'll call VAL 21 Fourth Industrial Revolution. So this is a team of people who look at how we can position the Science Park as a catalyst to stimulate economic growth in our region. taking advantage of the fourth industrial revolution. The discussions are there. So here I'm just showing that the executive mayor is a big patron. She visited us here. We are with some American colleagues who supported this shoe project, the shoes that we produce here in the science park, and we took to the communities. Thank you, Executive Mayor, and my man Tony, always in support. The second strategic pillar, as Daniel Mayer said, I got this from him, of course, let's strengthen regional infrastructure. Sectors that we need to focus on: manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, entrepreneurship, skill development as business support. Let's establish a one-stop shop here at the Science Park where we can incubate entrepreneurs, where we can support them. We've got a facility, what we call an Enterprise Development Center. We've got EKASI Lab here in partnership with the Innovation Hub, and we have plans to expand that into a big center. Township revitalization and community development, this is what we live on. So these are the things that we want to do to support you. We have identified some of the key initiatives, steps that we are taking, and we want to come and share them with you. I don't want to make this more longer than it already is, but the plans are there that we are currently working on, and we need support from different stakeholders in the VAR to sit down together to say, how do we support struggling companies in the VAR? How can we support young entrepreneurs? How can we create learning opportunities for our students so that they can go create jobs? And I believe we can do it. We have seen the worst of times, and these are not the worst of times. We have got partners all over the world willing to partner with us. Let's take advantage of those. I want to thank you for engaging. My contacts are there. Let's touch base. Let's work together to build the VAL, to position it to where it was back in the days. And I thank you for listening. Hit the subscribe button so that me and you can engage. Let's keep touch. Let's work. But as for you, continue inspiring greatness.